Hey everybody, welcome back to From Chai to Cheerios. I'm Kruthi.
This is Rahul.
We started to touch on a topic last time that, finances is something that is very key that you need to be transparent about in your relationship. Be it debt, expenses, any budgeting, any planning. It's very important for your partner to know what the status of your financial income and your financial stability is.
Either it comes from either your parents, normally if they teach you like how to be financially independent, all those savings, bank accounts and all those things, or you learn it the hard way, which is like exploring everything, let's say. So,
and I agree, I 100% agree. I think it starts with the parents. And our generation, we did not grow up with like a lot of financial education because there wasn't a lot of resource on this back then. But it is important for the partner that is earning to be transparent and say, hey, so this is our budget, this is how much I'm earning, and we can spend this amount for this and save this amount for this. That sort of conversation is very important to have early on, so that even if the partner does end up spending, they have that in the back of their mind that, okay, I might be going out of budget, let me consult with my partner before I do it. Even if it is a 2-income household, like for example us, like you and I are both working full-time jobs, we still have conversations every few weeks about
yeah, I mean, there is some scenarios where you cannot control the urges. I call it urge because this online phenomena, what they have, like online shopping and stuff.
Yeah,
that's basically urge. You feel like what. Oh my god, I love this thing. Oh my god, this bike is so awesome. I love this car, man. I should
social
get
media
this.
does not help because the algorithm, it records your it hears your conversations. And I see like this reel. I saw this reel the other day where the wife, she keeps asking the husband to buy her a necklace, and her algorithm keeps showing her jewelry.
And everything. Even if we are talking about this topic, right? Let's say if we just knowingly or unknowingly spoke thing like diapers or wipes or something like this. Let's say if I'm watching something in Amazon,
exactly,
it actually shows me on the side like, hey, you know what? Buy these diapers.
Swaddlers, and it shows add to cart.
They're actually adding a cart through your watching stuff over there, through the social media over there, and I'm like, this is getting way too much, and we are getting into a generation. I mean, all these days we are actually having some intelligence machines that are doing these things, but now we are actually having AI.
Yeah.
So that is taking you to the next level of what you're thinking, and they say like even your device will be so smart in next 5 to 6 years that they can actually read your brain. So what is happening in your brain? For example, if you just think, okay, I want a pizza, it actually adds that into your cart.
No, I mean, let's say we faced this so many times, especially during COVID. I think I like post-COVID, especially when we would get hungry and we're like discussing what we want to eat. That's when something on YouTube the first line would be like recipes that would come up, and we're like, oh, let's try that. And then now it's like whenever we discuss, so we've been talking about like diet, and we've been talking about like cutting off some things from our diet, and we've been like cutting off pizza for a little bit. I see it all the time. Like I see ads on Hulu, Amazon, and everything, like Papa John's, Domino's, whatever it is, right? And we're like, oh my gosh, we need pizza. It comes up until you buy it.
Exactly. So it will just pop up like 3 to 4 times during the whole movie or web series, whatever that you're watching. Eventually it will give you the craving, urge to buy the things, and you eventually buy it. I'm not saying it's bad to buy the things. I'm not saying you should not buy it, but before you buy, think about your wallet.
Yeah.
For a second, like, can my wallet afford it? Yeah, my wallet can afford a pizza. That's not a problem. Can my wallet afford a new car?
Yeah.
That's a big question to ask, because
I've actually begun to realize this. Like, for example, like we're talking about Mother's Day, right? And there's all these Mother's Day sales going on. Mother's Day, this, that, and so like I have a certain wish list in mind that I buy for myself time to time when I have the money. And so there was this item on my wish list, and I spoke to you about it once, and then I saw ads for it everywhere. Yep. Like Mother's Day sale this, Mother's Day sale that, but it was still a little pricey for me. Like it was out of my spending area. Like I was very careful. And so this was last year, by the way, not this year. And ever since then, that product has not stopped coming on my social media feed. And I think like at a point I realized like it was influencing me to buy the product.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, fine, I'll buy it. I have the money now. And the other day I added it to my cart. And then I realized, I think that's when my mind started working. I was like, wait, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
And then I tracked back and I realized that all this time I've been influenced by social media, by ads, to buy this product. And I may need it, I may not need it. It's not a necessity.
That's the question, actually. Do you can buy it, not a problem.
Yeah.
But do you really need it?
Exactly.
That's the question that you have to take over there before you check out there, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
So people will go in a aggression over there. You know what? Let me buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you buy it, but you end up paying a big bill over there. And who the hell is going to pay for that?
Yeah.
AI will pay for that? No. AI is actually making you pay.
Yeah.
That's what the AI job is.
Yeah, and I'm glad I realized that, because I removed it from my cart and I did not buy it. So I think like another thing is that a lot of people like who have seen us, who have worked with us, or who have been in our house, even recently, like our friends, whenever an Amazon package comes in, they're like, oh, you got an Amazon package today again. But and I understand the thought process is like, oh, they're spending so much on Amazon. But if you actually see what we got on Amazon, like the last month, our spending on Amazon was for our son's like daycare stuff, like his boxes, like lunch boxes, or since we were sick, we got Dayquil 6 times, and we got cough drops, and we got humidifier pellets. These you can buy at a grocery store. We don't have time to go to a grocery store, so we spend on Amazon, and we buy in installments. We don't buy everything at once like we do at the grocery store. And so
I did a lot of shopping for our podcast, actually.
Exactly.
So that's another
exactly.
thing.
So it's an investment, right, for all this, but it's an investment towards our well-being as well when we're purchasing on Amazon. And like for example, if we go out of bound on Amazon as well, like you say, hey, can we like cut down the expenses on Amazon for a little bit? Because I want to pay off the card first before we can. I'm glad you have that transparency towards me. And I'm glad I ask questions to you, like, what does our expenses look like this month? What can we reduce on next month? What can we control on next month? Like, for example, if we go on a trip and we have hotel expenses, we have food expenses. I try to cut down on food expenses by bringing like an Instapot or whatever, but obviously that's not going to be enough at that point, right? So if we do end up spending a lot of money on food, how we cut down for the rest of the month, that conversation is very important between couples, and I'm glad we have that to an extent.
And again, I said, so we are not going to say like, you know what, we are like the best planned couple.
No,
like, from day one.
we're not. We're not.
We actually had our differences in lots of ways.
Yeah.
And we figured out like, okay, you know what, this is the best approach that we can take to avoid unnecessary conversations about financial well-being over there. Again, initially it's always tough. So if one of the partners says, hey, you know what, you should not do this, you should not buy this, you should not, it's like you feel like someone is controlling your urges or, you know, buying capacity and stuff. That happens. That's the human tendency. But hear to that other person and hear the complete conversation where they're going through. For example, if I say you, okay, you know what, let's not buy this, baby, because, you know, we cannot go our, you know, beyond our limit, for example. So in the first instance you'll be like, okay, why I cannot buy it? It's my money.
Yeah.
Why I can't do it?
Yeah.
So at that point of time, I should be not a person like, you know, saying that, hey, you know what, you should do it because I said you to do it.
Yeah.
I should be a person over there as a financial planner for you and say that, you know what, this is what you spend the money, this is what your credit card is doing, this is what debit is doing, this is your credit card is doing. So keep all the numbers in place in front of the person. So the person will be like, oh, really, we spent this much money actually? Oh, you know what, maybe what he's saying is right.
And I think this has to play in the fact that, you know, when you buy a house, like for us, I'm giving our example because, like you said, we're not perfect. It took us, and to remind the audience as well, we've been married for 9 years, and we're still working on our financial stuff, but it took us this long to come to a standpoint on a lot of things. And so having that balance earlier on helps you to get there eventually. And I think like when we bought this house, obviously you can't keep the rooms empty. You can't keep the rooms empty. If you're working, you definitely need a convenient desk. You need comfortable seating because you do sit for longer periods of time. When you're watching TV, you want a comfortable place to sit. Obviously, people won't keep their house empty and sit on the floors all day with no carpeting, no rugs. You need all of these in the house as a convenience. And every time you go out and you see something that could make your house more convenient, even though you don't need it, you want it but not need it, that causes you to feel like, oh, I definitely need this in my house, which in fact is the opposite. You want it, it's not necessary, but it makes your life easier. So you feel like, okay, we should buy this. And I think that's where a lot of the things came with us, right? And even for the podcast setup, like we did a lot of planning when it came to budgeting, and we cut down a lot of things and a lot of expenses just to accommodate for the studio.
For an average family, if you need to spend like 15 to 20,000 on groceries, and because of the war, it will be like 5,000 extra, obviously. So it's a lot of pain on a family. Imagine a family who's making just like 100 to 150K per year, and they're spending like after the tax and everything, they'll get probably like 120K, let's say, and they're going to cut down the 20K just for groceries, and they have to live on 100K with the housing and blah 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 other expenses.
For the whole year.
Yeah, for the whole year.
With expenses, bills.
With expenses, bills, and all those stuff, and medical.
Obviously, like kids, they're growing up, so their needs change, and your needs change, and
the money that you're making right now is no good in 10 years. I can just say this statement right away. The money that you're making right now, it's trash. It's nothing, let's say, in 10 years. And the money that you're saving right now and investing in 10 years, it will be something.
Yeah.
It will eventually be something.
Yeah, and like 401k is a good
401k, Roth IRAs, index funding, or just a small savings account, man. Don't think too many stuff. Just open a high yield savings account. Just keep like $10 over there. Yeah. Out of whatever that 100K that you're making, keep 10% of that 100K whatever that you're making. That should be good enough.
I actually saw I think it was Steve Harvey that did this video where he explained how you should organize your bank accounts as a couple. Like, You should have your own checking account. I should have my own checking account. There should be a joint savings account. And if possible, we should have our own savings accounts. So the joint savings is for anything like kids, pets, medical expenses, all of that. And our personal savings are for like personal expenses that we may need long run, or if something comes up down the line that we need those expenses for. And so I think that's a very logical thing. If it's a 2-person income household, that's a logical thing. If it's a 1-person income household, definitely have that one joint
Still
savings
you should
account.
have like individual checking and savings.
Yeah, individual checking and one savings is good enough for that sort of situation. And like maybe one extra for if you have kids, and any expenses that may contribute. So I think that was a good advice that I heard as well, and we follow that. We have that. Unfortunately, we don't have crazy amount of money. We're not rich, but
I mean, we have a kid. We have
a kid. We have expenses.
So that is what I said. So the time when we had a kid, we did not fight for money.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to convey the whole situation here. So the time when we bought the house, we tried to, squeeze our expenses over there, so that we are able to afford that whatever the down payment that we did actually. So if you're not able to do that planning, if you're unable to do that savings, the time when we had a kid, or the time when we bought a house, or the time when you got sick, these things will eventually give you that financial burden, and you will eventually end in debt. Or you can do the other way, do the savings, do the little bit of planning over there, so that when the time comes, you will have that sort of wiggle room to play with the money. Simple. You can do it hard way, easy way. It's all your money.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's really important for, again, the balance plays a big part in that. And, having a transparent conversation. And again, we're not against like one income households. We have a lot of friends and a lot of family members who do that. And it's great. And as long as you guys are transparent with each other on how things are going, it's great. Because again, there's another aspect that we need to cover, is that especially if it's a one income household, if something happens to that earner, right? The person that is not earning needs to know what is the situation and what assets they have, what they have access to, how they can get access to.
Sign your partner in beneficiaries.
Yes.
And
beneficiaries,
make a will,
and it's very important that you sign your partner as. There's one that's very important is acts of it's something along the lines of acts of survivorship. So the survivor gets the asset. So I'll post that in the video to make sure that people know. It's very important to have that. Make sure that you add in your beneficiaries. If you have kids, make sure that you add them as your beneficiaries. Every year when you do your employment benefits, if you have benefits at work, make sure that your partner and your kids are added as your beneficiaries. And if you have a separate insurance, make sure that you communicate with them to make sure that they're added in those as well.
To wrap it up, actually, the financial well-being is in the hands of both the partners. It's not one person who's taking all the burden and another person is just sitting and watching the game. Both the people have to be responsible. Both the people have to think twice before they invest on anything. And if that is a really important expense that you have to take over there, go ahead and do it. It's not a problem. But don't overburden one other person so that they get overwhelmed and things go bad. So